Welcome back to Got No Control podcast. I'm your host, RONEK. And before I introduce my special guest, I want to invite you guys to head over to gotnocontrol.com, check our t-shirts, hoodies. I know it's a bit hot, but if you need a hoodie, posters, and much more, this is a way to help us to keep to do what we do and bring in this really cool content and episodes to you guys. And also, make sure to check out our New Era fitted cap drop with New Era. It is still available. We got a few sizes left. Very cool quality fitted cap by the best in the game, New Era, with our pink dot Got No Control design. And with that being said, we got a San Diego native in the house, DSABL. How you doing today, brother? It's a pleasure to have you in the house. Early mornings, out here getting it.
Yeah.
San Diego, bro, has so much cultura. When I go down there, it's just like, it's inspiring, right? You go to Chicano Park, you see the Chicano murals, even being in Barrio Logan, right? And I eat at this one Mexican restaurant that was super dope. It's on Barrio Logan. I think it's called Amalipas.
I haven't been.
I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but that restaurant was amazing.
Is it maybe Cuatro Milpas?
Cuatro Milpas, sorry. Cuatro Milpas.
Yeah.
Don't beat me up, guys. I forgot the name.
They just moved it too, the location. But
I love that joint. You being from San Diego, brother, tell me a little bit about how was it for you coming up in San Diego as a young child, as a preteen?
Well, I'm in SD. I'm more in like the North County part, so I wasn't in like the downtown. I kind of grew up more in the outskirts of the city up until I was like 10 or so. I was actually raised in the boonies, you would say, very traditional Mexican lifestyle, speaking Spanish as your first language, and all that. So that was cool, man. I had a dope childhood, a normal kid childhood.
Before the internet,
before the city, before I came and moved into the city. Then
before having to do a TikTok dance, you outside breaking windows, playing with the soccer ball.
No, yeah, man. The type of childhood where your mom's like, "Hey, salganse de la casa," and don't come back till the sun comes down. Type of lifestyle. Yeah.
I think those early days, bros, were really fuels the creativity, right? Because I remember my mom giving us like $2 to me and my brothers, and we're like, bro, we need more. What are we gonna do with $2? But we would make it work. You know what I mean?
No, man, I remember the little market that was around there, convenience store. Sodas were like 50 cents, the canned sodas, and there was 25-cent gums and all that. So, $2 is a lot.
I remember back then at El Lotero, you would give them back then they had like an actual food stamp dollar.
Oh, what?
It was like an actual paper, it wasn't like a dollar bill, but it was actually a food stamp paper, I guess you could say voucher or whatever.
Value of $1 type thing.
When $1 food stamp, you would get
Nice.
dos, tres elotes, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And now it's I guess times change. I guess some for the better, maybe not. But, everybody has their own opinion when it comes to that.
I think it's for the better.
It's kind of like rap, right? Sometimes people look at rap I like that super underground boom bap style, screw the Drake type thing. But for some people, they cry over Drake. That's their idol, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So I guess everybody has their own personal perspective when it comes to those type of conversations.
I think the good thing is that there's options. So you still have the underground. People are still moving that type of music, and you can still find it and listen to it. And then you got all the mainstream stuff. You just got to disconnect from the mainstream. Maybe the radio stations aren't going to be playing what you like, but you can still find it. That's the dope thing about the internet, or the, things changing like we were talking about.
You're right, brother. Siendo Mexicano, coming up in San Diego, did the Chicano muralism movement ever impact you?
I wasn't too crazy into murals and stuff like that as a kid. Like I said, I grew up outside in the boonies and stuff, and I didn't get to see murals like that. Okay. I think the art that I did get to see was growing up as 10 years or whatever. It was gang graffiti for sure, around the area that I'm from, and then later on, it was when I went into middle school, it was seeing magazines, seeing stuff on movies, and then my dad and my family would go out to TJ, we'd go up to LA, so I would see the trepes in TJ, and all that graffiti. I didn't know nothing about the culture itself, right? But I got to see that type of stuff. But I didn't really get to see murals. It wasn't like a big thing
Gotcha.
back in the days, or at least where I was at.
You know, when I was a kid, bro, I used to look at the placazos and my mom used to like, ¿Qué tanto estás viendo? Like, don't look at it, right? That's not for you. Was
Yeah.
that something that you could resign with? Like, was it the same for you?
No, I'm one of many kids. I'm like one of many,
Uh-huh.
and they were busy working. They were busy doing their own thing. I was a, what do you call, a latchkey kid or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, right? I was one of those kids. So I kind of like, I remember getting out of middle school and we would like go down to the tunnels, and we go check out the graffiti down there before we went home. My mom wasn't home. She was
Yeah.
out working, by the time we just got to make sure we got home by the time she was there. So she didn't get to tell me like, don't do this, don't do that. I tried smoking weed in middle school, drinking, like, we got away
Yeah.
with doing a lot of things because of that.
You know, when it comes to music, bro, I know San Diego has some very impactful, like, Chicano rappers. Did that type of music ever impact you?
Yeah, that I would say for sure. I grew up, like, by the time I hit middle school, see, like, I was a good innocent kid,
Mm-hmm.
fifth grade and under, running track and, playing basketball and all that. Middle school, that's where life changed for me. That's where you started seeing, people smoking and gangs and, like, más travesuras. So,
They had like party crews and all kinds of stuff.
yeah, that was more like, for me, it was more like ninth grade that I started seeing that. But I had already been influenced by gang stuff. I
Mm.
ran around with them. That's what happened with me. But yeah, music definitely. Mr. Shadow, Capone, all these other Little Rob. All the people that came from SD.
Mr. Little, I think it's Mr.
Mr.
Little
Little
One,
One for
Mr.
sure.
Shadow,
Yeah.
Little Rob, and I think there was is Night Owl from
Night Owl.
yeah,
Night
Night
Owl
Owl.
too, for
Yeah,
sure.
I
Yeah.
remember they had their run, bro, or like you would go buy their CDs and stuff. Like it was crazy back then.
Yeah, yeah, that shit. It was definitely impactful. I used to listen to that.
So you witnessed placazos, right, for the very first time as a kid coming up, and then you get into middle school, and then that's when you kind of start exploring the spots and figuring around what people are painting at, like you said, the tunnels.
Yeah.
But at what point do you tell yourself like, this is for me?
I don't remember the exact age. I want to say I was somewhere around sixth grade. And it was weird because I would see hood stuff and I would see graffiti stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do graffiti stuff, right? Like by sixth grade, sixth, seventh grade, I was like, I don't remember the age exactly, but I remember seeing stuff on movies and I was like, yo, this is dope. I would even pause the TV, put my white paper up there and trace whatever was on the screen, and like dope. Or I would get like the lowrider magazines and there was like paintings on there,
It had like the
little
lowrider arte,
clowns, the art,
the
exactly.
lowrider arte.
And I would like copy that, and like it was around, I would say sixth grade or so. Which, how old are you? Like 11, maybe
Yeah.
12, something around there. Yeah, and then I picked a name and I started going out and doing graffiti,
You know,
not knowing much about it though. Like just
it's crazy because in those early years, like the lowrider arte was very like popular. It was given a big impact.
Yeah.
Like people wanted to absorb it, watch it, and learn it. I mean, it's still popular today, but I feel like in that moment, as far as from my personal experience, it was definitely a very impactful scenery at the moment.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
I kind of did the same thing. And then once I found out Mr. Cartoon was from my side of town, it even made it even better. I was like, whoa. So
Oh, yeah.
you start, doodling around,
Yeah.
watching videos. You get the lowrider arte influence. And then you come up with a name. Is DSABL the first name or is there a name prior to that?
No, I started off writing Able.
Abel. Okay.
Yeah, ABLE, and that's kind of where disable comes from.
Mm.
As a kid, I remember seeing like graph and stuff, and like, and there are some guys at my school that did graffiti, and they're like, "Oh, you have to pick a name," And I was walking down the street one time, there was an apartment complex, and it said available, and I just kind of like, I don't know why, that Able at the end called me or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's sick. I'm gonna start writing that, And it was back then in middle school, it was mainly just Sharpies, and like maybe a rock and scratch something, It wasn't nothing crazy though. It wasn't like spray paint yet at that point.
In those early moments, brother, were you facing like what we consider now like the hip hop style graffiti, or it was more kind of like you have half and half as far as like tag banging and then hip hop style?
The graffiti that I saw was like, as far so like hood stuff, I didn't get to see like too much, right? It was a lot more graffiti that I would see, but it wasn't like New York style, with the bars and like super colorful and the characters. Like, I didn't get to see too much of that in my area by the time I was seeing it.
And early on, bro, were you aware of the greats that come out of San Diego?
No, man,
Okay.
I didn't learn that shit till way older. I started with no guidance in it. It was just me and my brothers, and a couple friends here and there, but nobody to tell me the rules, nothing. I just kind of went in making a mess, being a toy,
Learn as you
Seriously.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, at what point does it go from like, okay, now I'm absorbing all of this, I'm kind of testing and dibbling and dabbling to like, now this is who I am. Now I'm going full force. This is what I want to do.
So it's funny because I started doing Sharpie tags or whatever. That was like middle school. By the time I got into high school, ninth grade, that's where I started hanging around with my brother's friends, which he's older than me, and they were into the gangbanging stuff. This was like early 2000s, and so then I ran with that crowd, and I dropped graffiti. I stopped doing graffiti, and I shaved my head bald, wearing long socks, getting down, got jumped into the little clique that they were trying to start off, and it wasn't back then that I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I actually left graffiti, became of age, 18 years old, started living my life, and then I didn't come back to it till my 20s again. And it wasn't even like this is what I'm gonna do here going forward. It was just more like, hey, I knew a graffiti writer and another one. We were working together and like, oh, we should kick it. Let's fucking barbecue and paint the backyard. And that's kind of how it started. And it's just been kind of going. It was never a time where I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do.
What do you think made you take that step back and be like, I want to go back to graffiti rather than keep going the same route that I'm going at the moment?
It was like when I was a kid or when I came back.
As a age, you say you
When I came
you
back,
enter that life and you kind of step away from graffiti and then you come back.
okay.
What caused you to come back to graffiti?
So when I was a youngster and I was running around with the gangs, that lasted, I don't know how old was I. So when you go into ninth grade, I think you're like 13, 14 years old,
Roughly, yeah.
right? So I was running around, doing drugs, like heavy, hard drugs too at that, went to juvenile hall and all that with the gang, hanging around with the gangs and shit. And it was actually a guy who did me dirty, who fucking, I would let my mom's house, she would let us anybody come over and stay. Like whoever I would want to bring over, it was cool. So it was somebody who actually stole something from my house that pushed me to not fuck with them. Because when I went and approached that fool and like fucked them up, like jump, uh, they were like, hey man, like you can't come around and do this, da da da. So that pushed me away from that.
Okay.
And then so then I was like, all right, it's fine, cool. So then I started hanging out with the taggers that I did know in high school. Now I'm already by like, this was probably, I was already like in a junior. I was like 11th, pushing 12th grade. And then so I just started hanging out with them. But it was, somebody doing me dirty that kind of pushed me away from the gang. And then I went into graffiti again because, I
And
also like that.
is it easy to balance that now in 2026? Like, do you ever have to confront situations where like they still look at you as the gang guy rather than the writer, or do you like to be looked at as both at the same time?
It's funny because sometimes I'll let my mustache and I'll shave everything else, and I got tattoos or whatever, and I look kind of gang related,
Hmm.
and but I don't get banged on too much, man. It's actually surprisingly,
Mm.
um, so I don't know. Maybe people look at me like I might be, but like people ain't tripping on me that much that often. Even when I look like when wearing a flannel because
Yeah.
I like it, or my mustache out. So.
Graffiti itself, bro, as far as style and techniques, right? Is there a certain style and technique that gravitates to you? Like, is there a certain way that you like to drop your letters, or a certain way that you like to like construct your letter structure?
I like to do a lot of fonts, like type fonts and like stuff like that. Like Old English. So I remember when I was running with the gangs and stuff, I was constantly practicing Old English lettering. So that's always been like one of my go-to when I paint. So that definitely has like a big impact in the style that I paint, calligraphy, Old English, sometimes cursive. So I think that would be something that you could
Okay,
associate with, not too much traditional New
gotcha.
York style graffiti. So
You know,
I think if that answers the question there.
in San Diego, Dice One is someone that has really mastered that style of fonting of like the Old English and the calligraphy. Was he impactful to your style?
Honestly, no, because I was like far and away from. He's like in downtown San
Yeah,
Diego in that area, and he's from a different era too,
hmm,
right? Like he's much older than
gotcha.
me. So, but I mean, maybe not directly me knowing, but stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
Like I would see the city shirts and they have like stuff on them. I didn't know it was him, so I can't say like, oh yeah, he had a big impact on my style or my me growing up or whatever. But stuff like that he does that I didn't know anything about, who created it, who started it, who copied them. But seeing stuff like that, yes.
Is there a writer that you could say that did influence you? Kind of looking at him like, oh damn, I like how he does his backgrounds, or oh, I like how he does his art type thing.
Nowadays, for sure, there's a lot of writers
Hmm.
that influenced me. Back then, I'd say the one that had the biggest impact on me as a kid or seeing it as a teenager, and I would say it's Eru. He's from out there in North County.
Mm.
Him and Sky, those guys used to get up a lot, real heavy, and they used to throw like Eru was probably one of my favorites because he used to do like legible block letters, but with like some style to it. And if he's throwing a red at it, he's throwing an orange and a yellow. Like he was throwing colors at it too. So it was like popping, like it was bright and it was dope. It was influential, and he was everywhere, and it was big, and
So
I think I kind of that had an influence on me. I'd say because I like to go big and maybe
yeah.
not as colorful as him. I'm more like single color or very basic, but I like to go big and put some style into it. Like
Brother, for anybody that would tune in and watch this episode that doesn't understand the whole San Diego graffiti culture, right, or the graffiti movement, what is something you think they should know about San Diego graffiti movement as far as San Diego as a whole? Like, is there it's like something that maybe you guys got a bunch of wall spaces or stuff of that nature?
damn, like anybody who hasn't been to San Diego, I don't know if it's like anything like, hey, you guys should know this about this area, but I would say that something that I noticed myself, San Diego has a lot of dope artists that come out of there. San Diego has especially the area I'm at, has more of a buff. Like they keep that motherfucker clean,
Yeah.
right? So that's very hard. But there's a lot of spaces like tunnels and places where people go and they just practice and they get better. So I say that, like, especially compared to LA, I say a lot more quality work
Mm.
comes out of San Diego, or like just obviously you guys have like, the MSKs and like some dope people that came out of here. But like for the amount of people that are in LA versus the amount of people that are in SD, a lot more, I think a lot of quality comes out of SD because of the buff. Because
Yeah.
people have to go paint a tunnel. And if you want your shit to run in a tunnel, you have to do something decent or proper. So I think that pushes people to do cleaner or whatever work.
Yeah, I gotta get it at San Diego though, man. You guys got some guys that are dope, like Press One. You got the top to bottom guys, Zodak, Dice One,
Yeah.
Brisk,
So
Saki. Like, there's talent down there, bro. And like I've seen it, like face to face. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, I just absorb it. I'm like, damn, this is dope, bro. So I definitely want to take the time to just shout out the whole San Diego graffiti community. Um, as far as like you guys are right next to the border, right?
yeah.
Did you ever have any interactions with like graffiti writers from Mexico that would come to San Diego kind of to paint type thing? Or was it like everybody kept their distance?
I know I say events, Graph Wars. Was it? No, not Graph Wars. Was it Graph Wars right there in TJ? They used to do an event and we would cross over there
I
and
think
do
it did. I think it was Graph Wars, if
I
I'm not
want
mistaken, because
to
I don't
say
want to
that was
mistaken
it.
it with the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I know the TKO, shout out to TKOs,
yeah.
they were doing the Graph War
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
But I think the event was called that. If I'm not,
I think it was Scoff who put an event together right there in TJ. So we definitely had interaction, with events like that, you know. So I remember going over there and painting a couple times before
Oh,
he stopped doing them there. And they moved around. They had like one in Puerto Peñasco, I think, in Mexicali. So I would travel over there. You know, it's only like what 3 hours, six
how
hours
how is
sometimes.
the environment down there? Like when you get in there, is it kind of like, oh shit, what's up, man? Or is it kind of like, who the hell is this guy?
In Mexico,
Yeah,
TJ or Rosarito or anything
like in
like
general, just going out there,
it.
cause
No, it's way different over there in Mexico. I think nobody knows you, perhaps, pero that's okay because then you get to prove yourself. You get to go out and bomb the city, and then they'll know you after. You know, if they didn't know me coming in, they'll know me after I leave. You know, like I'll catch a bunch of spots, and so it's cool. You know, and then from there you build friendships or connections, and then you're able to go
man,
back some other
they got
times.
some guys down there, bro, that are doing some crazy stuff, bro. I'm just like, whoa. They got this guy that I think he's super dope. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Peke.
Peque?
He's pretty dope down there. And man, there's just a lot of guys like the guy Buster. He's doing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I heard it's not Buster. I heard him say it's El Booster.
Booster,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
El Booster.
You know what? He actually came out here to LA, and I took him right here to the Long Beach yard. He
Oh
painted auto
yeah.
rack before. Yeah, he
Eh,
has a throwy on the wall. I went there a couple of weeks ago, and somebody fucking dissed like the first letter, so I got to clean it up for him.
oh man.
But yeah, he's been out here before, and it's Booster. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, it's like it kind of reminds me of like when I was a kid, the commercial when it's like it's not Schmuckers, it's Smookers.
yeah. He's like, no, ese Buster, no, no sé quién es ese güey. Yo soy Booster. Yeah.
you know,
The homie right there for sure. Shout out.
early on, like when it came to like your tool of trade, right? Like your spray can or marker, how were you going about it? Being able to grab your supply because back then it wasn't like today where you have all these shops and the internet.
When I was young, 16, 17 years old doing graffiti, I used to grab a rock. That was like the main one on the buses. I used to ride the buses. So I used to scratch the glass or sometimes that plexiglass shit they put over it. And that was my first tool. And then after that, we actually got to use Krylon
Mm.
at Home Depot. I remember it was like $2.75 back then per can, and we went out and bought a couple, and we'd fucking paint. I don't remember how we bought it too, because I was underage. But I think my brother's friends were 18 probably. I was like 17, so I think he was able to buy it, and then that's how we would go out and paint.
On that same topic, in my personal perspective, I know a lot of elderly guys are kind of like, oh, well, you got to rack if you want to paint. And if you're not racking, you're not painting.
Yeah.
But in our reality, bro, like you cannot go to a graffiti shop and rack.
No, not from a shop.
And if you go to
Yeah.
like a Home Depot or a Walmart, everything's locked. You might get lucky once or twice where the guy's slipping, he'll leave it open. But then once you get to the detector, it's gonna go off.
Well, I've actually racked myself. Like
Yeah.
I'm an adult now and I buy my paint majority of the time, but there's been times where I am unemployed, like
Mm.
during COVID or whatever, and I'm like, or times where I'm out of state and I'm like, fuck it. They don't got them racked up, the paint's not locked up and behind a cage in out of state places. I've racked in well, I don't want to incriminate myself, right? But I've done it.
Yeah.
So it's doable. It's doable for
Out of
sure.
state, you're right. Out of state, I've definitely seen that they don't like nothing.
Yeah.
Right? I've traveled different states. Like I'll see, like, oh damn, that thing's outside like nothing. But when you're in like California, that thing is locked
It's
down.
doable. I've seen motherfuckers walking out with shopping carts and containers and heavy, heavy stuff, right?
Yeah.
I've only done like, I think what was it like 20, I think a bucket, if you stack two cans on top of each other, Rust-Oleums,
Mm.
you could fit like 24, 25 cans, I think it was. I've done that, or I find like a 6-pack box, I'll throw one under my armpit too over here, and like walk out, just so I've definitely done it, and here in Cali, San Diego, LA,
Yeah.
Oakland también, so it's
There's so
doable.
much variety in spray paint now. Do you have a go-to can? Like if they were gonna be like, what do you want? Do you have a certain brand that you like? Oh, that's the brand I want.
I don't get too picky. The only thing, and it's probably like the train people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're not a real train head," but like, I'd rather go designer paint because of how big the valve will shoot my paint.
Hmm.
Because I like to bomb. I like to paint fast. I I'm the one to think like I'd rather get in and get out of a spot and waste an extra $5 because I used a fat Astro cap and get out 5 minutes earlier rather than get caught because I didn't want to waste the extra $5 on a can, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd say any designer paint that flows the paint fast, you know?
How do you
I
feel
think.
about that vortex cap that you press and it thinks shoots like a fucking
Yeah,
basketball?
that's just fucking awesome, man. I've used it before, you know. I haven't done like the big sick ass tags like the homie Scuff does and stuff. I haven't tried it like that yet, but I bombing in the daytime in LA or anywhere, you know, I've used the fucking whatever will spray fast. I've done it out in Texas, you know. It was the fan tip, you know, before the vortex. Now it's like a circle,
Yeah.
but the other ones, you know, like whatever fucking sprays fast. Like that's the thing, you know. I'm trying to paint a spot like 5 minutes on the freeway in the daytime, you know.
Man, they
Or
keep coming up with new ones. Like they have one with a straw, you know,
oh
like a
yeah,
straw. They
yeah.
want like a ball, and then they have the flat one.
No, I think that's dope, man. I think it's dope. You know, like people could get up faster, or people could use it for art or whatever they want. But
And then
they're
they got
fucking expensive though.
yeah.
They're like $4 a tip, three,
You,
$4 a
you
tip.
think about twice before tossing it. Like, nah, boy, let me get it
Nah,
back. Go get
that motherfucker. I'm gonna throw it in that acetone
it.
for sure.
They even have the big old Mad Max
Oh
cans.
yeah, yeah.
Those are dope too. I remember we used to use the Osh can, the big one. That was like the
Okay.
first tall can I ever got.
I never got to experience those, but
But
okay.
fast forward now, they have
The turbos,
the turbos and the Mad
Mad
Max, and
Max,
like I think Cream came out with one too.
yeah.
I'm just
They're
like,
fucking expensive too, man.
yeah.
Uh, you know, I was talking about wasting a little extra money for, okay, not that much. I'm not, I'm not spending 12, $13 for a tall ass can because then you'll dump it out faster. It just depends on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess, you know, like it really depends on the spot. I might do it, but it has to be like some fucking police station or something that I'm gonna fucking hit, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here ASAP, you know?
And I think that's another reason why I've seen a lot of people in the community throughout the years starting to incorporate shading in with roller paint
Yeah, I do that a lot myself, man.
because it's definitely it conserves more. I want to say you waste less on paint, right? Because with a 5 gallon
Yeah.
bucket, you're able to fit in a couple pieces.
No, for sure. I like to paint big. Like for reference, an auto rack, I usually like to go split the rack with somebody. So I'm painting like one piece that size. A lot of times, a lot of places, that's
Mm,
the sizes that I like to go. So yeah, man, that'll save you like 5, 6 cans on filling in alone. You know.
gotcha.
So yeah, and I'm a roller guy too, so I already know how to use it. You know, like using the proper roller sponge and you know how to work it and everything.
You're not
So
peeing in the bucket to make more paint.
I do. I have. Yes, I have. I've even fucking ran out of piss and I find like an orange tree hanging around there, and I'll fucking grab orange juice and squeeze it in there, or lemon, or whatever I could find.
I don't got no more
Rainwater,
pee in me.
rainwater, like an old fucking whatever I find that's liquid. Because
Yeah.
sometimes my paint that I get is fucking old. You know, it's
Mhm.
like 10, 12 years old, and it's like I gotta stir it and like, yeah, man, I do whatever I gotta do. I've used a sock to fucking smear the paint in after my roller broke, or the sponge I forgot a sponge, or yeah, man, you do what you gotta do.
You know, I wanted to ask you something, brother. These past couple months, I want to say maybe just 2026, I've been scrolling through the internet and I've noticed that a lot of highway patrol police officers throughout the whole county
Yeah.
are taking pride and like
Catching people.
and catching riders in the scene.
I've seen
You know what I
that.
mean? They're getting all this technology to get them, and they're like
The
glorifying it.
drones.
Like, look what Officer Bob did. He caught this guy painting graffiti at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, I understand you have to do your job, right? I get it. But there's some real serious things going on out there, and you're devoting your time and energy to a guy that's painting graffiti off the freeway. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing about the real crime?
No, I agree.
And what is your take on that?
I mean, as far as the riders, y'all motherfuckers need to be faster on these freeways. Get out of there. I have seen footages online. You know, the homies will send them and be like, "Damn, look at this fool got caught." You know, and like you're saying, it's the drones. I think is what's getting
Yeah.
most people, and it's those freeway walls too. At that, so motherfuckers need to start painting faster. You know, get in and out. Don't go in there with your fucking little chela and you smoking a joint, chilling right there. Like that's just getting hotter right now. Now, as far as the police wasting their time and money on that, like, yeah, man, that's just. I think they're doing it for um, the whole soccer thing that's going on. They try to clean up.
I
the
think for
city a
that in
little
the
more.
Olympics.
Oh yeah,
The
That's
Olympics
the
are
that's the
coming.
one exactly. So I think they're mainly doing it for that. But yeah, it's a waste of our tax money, man. Like
Yeah, like
used for
I know
better
a lot
things.
of people would say like, well, what if they go paint on your mom's house? I'm like, bro, no one's gonna go paint on nobody's house. Like, odds is like it gotta be like a little kid that doesn't know anything to go do a whole throw up on your mom's house. Like, no one's really doing
I
that.
think, look, this is what I think on that, all right? Because I have painted on people's fences facing the freeway. I've painted the downtown area where it's a mom and pop shop, And this is the way I look at it, all right? If you have a house and it's facing the freeway, it's probably been hit before in the past, or it will be hit. And you just got to know when you buy the house that, hey, look, this is what comes with it. If you're in downtown LA and you don't want no graffiti on your curtain, on your walls, and whatever, like, bro, look around. The whole city's fucking grilled like that. If you don't want that, maybe you should go. It's another part of town where there isn't graffiti, but there's certain areas that are just grilled with it. And either you got to live with it or you're going to sit there fucking buffing walls every day, every morning because they're gonna keep coming back and getting hit. Um, so yeah, that's how I see it. A lot of people, my fence has been hit before where I live. It is what it is. You buff it out.
What's that feeling like coming out your own house? Like, damn, they got me.
I'm like, it was some toy shit. I couldn't even read it, but yeah, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm out there doing it to a bunch of fucking people. Now it got done to me. It is what it is.
LA, bro, like downtown LA, it seems like even though right now they're trying to like prove a point and catch guys, prior to that, it seemed like it was a bit lenient when it came to graffiti, right? It wasn't so like, oh, go get him type thing. And San Diego, how does the law taking it when it comes to graffiti?
Oh man, San Diego, there's a lot of heroes out there. It's like I said, it's a buff. They got a lot of areas that they buff, man. So they're on your ass, man. The cops don't have much to do. They'll go out of the way to get your ass. It's not like out here, man, where you're just chilling at the train yard or in an alley in downtown. Like they see you, they're gonna fucking go check you out, pat you down, try to take you in. They got nothing else. They don't mind the paperwork, I'm assuming.
I got all day today.
Seriously, it's like I gotta do something.
I
Yeah.
know in San Diego, the Euclid pits were kind of like what the Belmont Tunnel was to LA. Did you ever get a chance to go into the Euclid pits?
I don't think so. I don't know if they call it something else, maybe, but I don't think I did.
Okay, because I know, yeah, it was like where everybody would hang out, go down there and paint
Oh,
and chill.
Euclid. I think I
Yeah,
do know actually. It's like a hiking trail around there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think I actually have painted it, but it was like way down by I think it's by Chula Vista, no? National
Hmm.
City, somewhere out
Somewhere
there.
out there, yeah.
Yeah. I have painted it, but it's just like any other yard to me, nothing where I could say that it was influential to me because I didn't grow up in that area.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So yeah, but
In 2026, bro, I mean, there's no lie to it that you have been really active in what you do. What do you think keeps you fueled and like energized to keep going to like not want to just put the can down and just walk away from it?
yeah, that's a good question. I'd say for sure the people you're surrounding yourself with. So like my homies, like sometimes I'm not even trying to paint, and the homie Roots, especially motherfucker, hey fool, you gotta come to LA. We got a sick ass spot. Or the homie end up, hey fool, we gotta make this mission happen. Check it out. Boom, they're like planning on with you to go. So I think that definitely keeps me going. And like I'm a early person, Like today I woke up at like 3:43 something in the morning. And so what else am I gonna do? Lay around in bed? Like
Yeah.
might as well get up and go do something that I enjoy. I get a satisfaction after I paint. So I think that keeps me going. That satisfaction, like I achieved something. That definitely keeps me going. And then the people you surround yourself with, your friends and stuff, the putting things together, events or
I
or
can
even
relate, bro,
missions.
because sometimes I'll be right there like, and then you got that one for like, nah, well, get up, bro. You gotta go. Come on,
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
Positive too is that like I said, I'm a morning person. Um, if I'm not planning on a mission to go paint early in the morning, what am I gonna be doing? I'm gonna be drinking, being drunk, like wasting money, staying out late, fucking up my body. I'd rather fucking go to sleep early, 9, 10, whatever, and then wake up early and go do something. It's almost like you're out hiking sometimes,
Yeah.
it's a mission. Sometimes you gotta, to get to a spot. So it's like good for your body exercise, don't inhale it. Don't maybe that's not that healthy, but everything else is. It keeps me fit. I remember at some point I got fat and I was like, damn, I can't even jump over this wall, and it made me realize how fat I was, and I had to start cutting down on weight.
Yeah, bro. Like, it definitely does have its benefits, right? Like, I mean, what being on foot for a long period of time is like you're getting a workout. You know what I mean? And it's like you're getting it and you don't even know it.
Sometimes when I've traveled and I don't get a rental car and I'm fucking just taking the metro or walking, mobbing, that way, like you get your steps in for sure.
The Metro in San Diego trips me out, bro, because I think it drops you off right in front of TJ, no? The red
Yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah. That one could drop you off
Does
right
it
there.
cross the border or it leaves you
No,
before you
no,
cross?
no, no. It leaves you right at the United States
I
border.
remember I rode it, bro. I got off right there by Pet Park. That's the name of the baseball.
Petco Park, yeah,
Yeah, Petco Park. I
yeah.
got off right there, but they were like, "Yeah, this takes you all the way to TJ." I was like, "Oh, wait, I didn't know all
Not
that."
into TJ, but right at the border, yeah,
So you get off and you could just cross type thing.
yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. You have a strong online presence, bro, when it comes to your craft and what you do. Is that something that was always part of the plan?
No, man. Actually, when I came back to graffiti, I remember that I didn't want a social media, and and my friends used to post my shit for me. I'd be like, hey, we will go paint together, and they'll post theirs, they'll post mine, and then they would be like, after like a year or 2 years, they're like, hey, fool, get your own page, man. Like your shit got more likes than mine over here. Like these motherfuckers, more comments, shit like that. And I remember they made it a joke. They'd hashtag. It was back then. It was Able. It was like Able, get your own account. They'd hashtag that shit, and like they would, So I didn't want one because it's just, I didn't want to like have to take care of it or whatever, just like be on it. I was against it, I'm like older. I grew up without that stuff as a kid, and I just didn't want to be stuck on my phone looking at it, and like whatever, become a zombie to it
Yeah.
type thing. So maybe it happened now, but it wasn't part of the plan now.
But it's also, I guess you could say, a good thing that being able to have a platform like if you ever decide to start like a streetwear brand or sell a shirt or
100%.
anything of that nature. Now you have that fan base behind you that you could kind of pitch it to.
Yeah, no, I think it's dope now. I was against wanting to get my own in the beginning, but there's a lot of benefits to it. From you being able to have pictures that you could reference back to, like when I came back. Um, Now you could find them, or you don't have to have them on your phone. You don't have to have them on your person. If I fucking want to get rid of my evidence out of my phone, the internet still has your pictures and videos and whatnot.
I think the
And
biggest concern, bro, is like who else has access to all this stuff?
I'm sure they could get access to your phone and your camera and your
You know what I mean?
accounts and
Like,
everything. Yeah, but
because I know sometimes I'll be like, let's say we're talking about getting an In-N-Out burger. I'll turn on my phone, boom, In-N-Out. And I'm like,
advertising.
whoa.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like, it gets crazy, bro. Cause like I started thinking like, damn, who else could see these messages? Or cause I get some crazy DMs sometimes. I'm like, am I the only one that could see this? Or
no, I'm sure they could get to all that. I think there's laws that forbid them from doing it blatantly, but I'm sure they're doing it on the low while they're trying to build a case or whatever. I'm sure they know who I am. I'm
yeah,
over here covered up and all, but I'm sure they know who I am. And it's just a matter of time where they think it's like, all right, let's get his ass. He did this, or we need this out of him, or whatever. But I'm gonna try my best
yeah.
to not make it too easy for on them.
He has a tattoo of a mosca. Well, show me, cause I don't got one.
I'm not. I don't want to like. I try not to on the gram
Yeah.
or TikTok or wherever. I try not to put phone numbers, real names, pictures where your face is in it, tattoos or anything like that. I try to avoid all those
I
things.
learned that the hard way, bro, because a lot of people like, shout out to everybody that has supported, by the way, nothing but love and respect. But a lot of people like to mail me stuff, like T-shirts and stuff like
That's
that.
sick.
And I didn't know about a PO box, bro, because I'm not like focused on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm just like, hold on, bro, I can't be giving the whore my address. You know what I mean? And my name. So
yeah,
like sometimes I'll be like, oh, send it to RONEK. No, we need a name. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna put Felipe Castro Garcia right there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Yeah, I got you on that one.
So,
So outside of a PO box, the way that I found that you can mail stuff without putting your info is go to a shop that a homie of yours and they're already out there, right? So be like, hey dog, can you ship this for me or can you receive this for me? That's one
oh,
way.
gotcha.
The other way is if you go to the little kiosk after hours, like the UPS or whatever, after it's closed, you could use gift cards that aren't tied to your name, and then you don't have to you don't have to write your returning name address. You run the risk of not, if it doesn't make it there, you're not going to be able to contact you to give your stuff back, but you could send stuff out without the info, or you could just make up some bullshit info on there, and just pay, and then it'll get shipped basically.
You guys heard it from the master himself. You guys could thank him later. Drop a comment on his Instagram.
If it helps anybody, Like, but I swear, I'm like the most paranoid motherfucker thinking of these things, and a lot of people don't give a fuck, Like they'll show their face, they share way too much stuff, I think.
Yeah, it's like I'm like that too, bro. On the internet, like you'll never catch me posting anything personal, like nothing. It's just me, my face, and me. And
that's the other thing. Not only do I not post, I also dislike following people who don't have graffiti on their account. Like if you're just a meme page or you're a homie who's posting, like, damn, like I'd rather keep it graffiti 100% on there, So some people get mad at me because I don't follow their shit. But
I didn't even know that, bro. That's the thing. Like if you follow someone, that means something, and if they follow you, it means something. It's like we're connected.
I'm the worst, man. Here's why though. I try not to follow too many people because I think I follow like 600-700 people already, and it makes it really hard to see all my homie stuff, like events or like anybody inviting, hey, I'm out here, let's paint, or like anything. I miss it. Why? If I'm following like 2,000-3,000 people, how the fuck am I gonna see everybody's story or anybody's post? As it is, the algorithm messes it up and throws advertising, all kinds of bullshit in there. So I try not to follow too many people so that my close friends, I could still fucking see their posts and show the love and whatnot.
Gotcha.
I'm the worst. People hate me because, hey, give me a follow back, dog. And I'm like, fuck. Sometimes I don't say nothing, but man, like you have too much personal stuff on there. It's not graffiti related.
Yeah.
Or like I haven't met you before. Like I usually will follow people after I meet them or after we do something, like I might see your stuff online, but I'm like, fuck, I don't want to follow you because then it's going to add to more people. Yeah. But after I do something with you, whether we paint, meet you, or anything like that, then I usually will give the follow back. But I try to
And it's hard, bro, because a lot of people don't show their face. So you really don't know who it is that you're talking to or who it is that's like behind it.
That too. It could be cops, right? It could be.
Because I'd be like, sometimes I get approached like I'm so-and-so. And I'm just like, oh shit, that's you, bro. Like I seen your stuff, but I never knew what you looked like. I was like, oh shit, what's up, man? Nothing but love. Repelling, bro. How did that come about for you?
That happened like I think it was 2 years ago. I was out in Miami, and the homie Zwan, which I know from Chicago, he was out there too, and we linked up out once we're out there, and he already had like a group of guys that he was doing rappel with out there, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna fucking get you to do this." And I'm like, "Hell no!" Like when the first night I saw him out there, I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good. I'm not trying to do that." And that first night, I don't remember. We went and painted some regular spots and got some food, whatever, kicked it. And I thought about it, and I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, if I want to like get better or like step it up or go that next level, like this is what's cracking right now. It's like what's gonna be up next." And I was like, who else better to learn it from than this fool? He's fucking good at it, and like, fuck it, I'm still somewhat scared of heights, So, but I was like, who else better to learn it from than him? So that's why I did it, and he was the one that put me onto it.
And it's like you guys didn't take no course, no nothing. It's just like the homie taught me, let's go.
Yeah, we went to a wall. He tied me up to an AC unit, like a single story. I fucking tried it. He's like, yeah, this is where you pull up, boom, And I'm like, all right, cool. So that was it. And then we went to an actual spot later that night, a fucking like 8-story building. And he made sure I tied myself right. I used his harness at that, or no, his homie's harness. He let me borrow it, and then we rappelled that night.
Is there a harness of preference, bro? Like a brand that's kind of like that's the most heavy duty and most reliable one?
I don't get crazy like that. So the gear that I got right now is actually he was out in Chicago and he went to a rock climbing fucking store and he racked it all and then he fucking shipped it to me and I shot him some feria for it. So I'm not too geeky into like, oh, what brand and all this. Like I don't fucking know much about that. As long as it's repelling, I'm not that heavy, so I don't have to worry about getting the heavy duty or whatever. And that's kind of it right there.
What do you think is the tallest building you repelled from?
um, Damn. Repelling, probably like 12 stories only. Yeah, right here in downtown LA.
What is the feeling of being up to like you're repelling like 12 stories and you're like, do you look down or are you just looking up
Oh,
or
that's just scary, man, for sure. And then depending what you're tying off on, like that day right there, that I think it's 11, 12 stories. That shit, I tied off to something that's a little thick, like a rebar. It was a fucking rebar actually, but it was like cemented on the bottom and it went through like maybe 3 feet and then it was into another cement slab. So I was like, it was fucking sturdy and I was like, fuck it, you know? And that night I actually drank coffee trying to stay awake and I was repelling and trying to come back up. I remember that I had like jitters from the coffee, and that shit was fucking me up, man. Luckily, the homie Endem was right there. He's like, "Fool, relax. Look, swing the rope this way, da da da." So he like helped me out, walked me through like this is where you're fucking up, and I was able to get back up. But yeah, it's definitely scary, man.
when you're repelling, brother, and you're spraying, does the wind get in the way? Like, does it mess up your spray or are you getting a clean spray?
No, yeah, at times it does. Like if there's heavy wind, it just depends what side of the building you're painting. But yeah, there's been times where it gets in the way, but most of the time I'd say no. A lot of times you're really, really up close to the wall. Like like your knees, like you're really, really close to it. So most of the time it doesn't.
Has there ever been a situation, bro, where like they try to catch you guys up there while you're doing it?
Not yet. Uh, Yeah, knock on wood, right? I remember I painted one in San Diego where I was doing a rappel and it was in the daytime. There wasn't a graph event going on, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna like there's people painting over here, and I painted a bridge, and I was like, fuck it, like if a cop comes, I kind of just planned it out. I made like a plan A, plan B. I was like, I'm gonna go all the way down and I'm gonna blend into the crowd and I'm gonna take off my gear, and then if they see me from the street or the freeway, they're gonna have to like go around this way to try to get me. So it gives me a little time. So I planned it out, but no, I haven't had to, do something crazy to try to get away on a rappel.
Have you had a chance to connect with other guys that repel? Because I know it's like they got Rams. There's this girl in Miami named Reds that does
Yeah,
it. And I mean, obviously, your friends like Endem and them. But have
yeah.
you ever had a chance to connect with other guys out of your circle?
No, not too much. There's the one that put me on. The guys in Miami, some not as big names, Xer actually. I met him out there. I met a couple of the guys out there in Miami, but not yet. Not like some huge fucking people, but
Gotcha.
I definitely met, some all stars, even if they're not regularly doing repels.
For anybody out there, bro, that would wonder, like, why is this guy even doing this? What would you say to that person?
Why am I doing repel?
Yeah.
My satisfaction, man. This graffiti thing is definitely something that you do for your own, for yourself, for your ego, for whatever, like why I do graffiti. I think I do graffiti in general, right? Even beyond the repelling, is to leave a mark, man. Even when I'm gone, like somebody's gonna remember me for the next fucking 50 years or something. Someone might speak on me. Oh yeah, that fool caught this spot first, or he did this, or he inspired me, like, something like that. I don't know, just leave
'Cause
a mark.
you never know who's watching. That's something that I've learned. You just never know who's watching you.
And there's especially here in LA, man, and San Diego, a lot of famous people see your shit. Honestly, you'd be surprised. They're not gonna message you, but sometimes you run into them and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, man, I seen you here or there," or like,
You're like, what
you
in the
know,
world?
stuff like that. Well, it's not that crazy, like even famous people, it's in their face. Some of the spots we hit is like in your face, so I'm sure they're seeing it.
Before we get on up out of here, brother, is there one story you could share with us while you're out doing your thing that kind of like is something that you're like, whoa, can't believe that happened type thing?
Can't believe that happened. Like something bad
Oh no,
or
just like just a
crazy
situation.
story.
Yeah. Like maybe you're
No.
painting one day and you see a cat come out with two heads type thing. Like, something.
Something memorable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing crazy, no crazy stories. I mean, I've been chased, I've been shot at, I've been, I'm almost fucking didn't tie off right. But I think being in really tall buildings is always something memorable. Like seeing the city skyline and like seeing being in painting up there and seeing people go on about their regular life, not knowing that you're up there hanging. Like that stuff is memorable to me. We get to see things not the that the regular person might not. I think those type of things stick in my head a lot.
Being from San Diego, bro, and coming out to like LA or any other part of the world, does it ever feel like you gotta go harder just because you're from San Diego?
Mm, No, I don't ever think that. Like, I think when I first came out to LA, I think in 2019, I definitely thought that. I'm like, fuck, if I want to make a dent, if I want to make my name known in LA, I gotta fucking get some spots. And what I did was not what I was doing back then was like hitting a lot of billboards. I was hitting spots that people have never hit before, like new construction site, and I hit the tarp first, or the wall that went up. And I think that and going big, and I throw a little bit of style to it. That helped me stand out, and made my name known a little more. Because I'm not just hitting that one freeway wall that has 30 heads on it. Or like even 5 or 10. Now it's just me by myself on the new construction wall, new tarp, and then it makes you stand out more. Um, also feel like when I come to LA, I don't feel like I'm an outsider. Like I feel like people know me or I'm accepted up here somewhat. So people think I'm from LA, as a matter of fact. They did.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Too late now. But yeah, no, I feel good out here. I guess you could kind of use that same reference, when you're going to other cities and other states. Um, like it's good. It's just like it pushes you to get up. Sometimes it's not the most quality. Like when I go traveling,
Yeah.
I'll try to throw like a bunch of my tasas, my straight letters. I'll try to throw a bunch of those around, and I'll do like one or maybe two pieces that are decent. But like for the most part, it's like throw a bunch of shit on the wall and see what sticks.
Got you. I got two questions for you before we're getting out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
One, do you keep your eye open and there's anybody out in San Diego right now doing their thing that you think that's like, that's right, I see you?
There's a couple heads out there. There's a couple crews. The homie Cass been fucking killing out there for a good fat minute. Um, I think the HIs got shit locked out there in SD. Actually, it's funny because they got some beef going on right there. Unfortunately, I think
Mm.
because they're both, like you mentioned, they're both like somebody who's stands out above the rest. That are getting active and keeping it going.
One guy that I got to give it up to, man, because every time I go down there, I see him up. And I think I met him twice, is Omen.
Yeah, yeah, that goes along with those two people.
Oh.
He's interlocked with that beef too, man. I'll let you figure that on your own. You'll hear about it later. But yeah, he was part of that. He's part of the that HI, and he's painting with Cass and all that. So
And there's actually a lot of wall space down there, man. So if you're in San Diego, man, go check it out. Last question I got for you. Your favorite shoe to rock while you're painting?
oh no, I don't have. You know what? Shoes that I wear nowadays. All right, I guess I do have one. It's got to be the Reebok Classic.
Ooh.
But it's only because out of traveling, this is the one time I was like, damn, I got to do something about it. I used to wear Vans a lot. And I remember I went to Mexico City and we were on the metro or we were traveling and we were a lot of footwork, walking around painting that way. My calves were killing me. Uh,
Oh, I know that
shin
feeling.
splints. Yeah, yeah. And then the homie was like, "Hey, dog, you gotta get some better shoes." And I knew it too. And I went to those, and I haven't gone back. I've owned probably like 3, 4 pair of those, and you'll see a lot of my videos. I'll be wearing those damn shoes too.
Hey, Reebok, all I have to say, we'll quit playing.
They're comfortable, man. They're like the little foam bottoms, so they're like super comfortable. They're good for traveling. They're light too if you're gonna
Yeah.
carry them in your bag. They're good for because they don't weigh a lot. You can carry them.
Again, brother, I want to thank you for stopping by. It was a pleasure having you here. Is there anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
Thank you, man. Shout out to my girl, the homies, um, yeah, everybody who I paint with, I fuck with, anybody who's been buying my merch, pins, shirts in the past. Thank you for supporting.
Make sure to like and subscribe. It's free. It's a way to support us. Make sure to check out gotnocontrol.com. Follow DSABL. It's nothing but love and respect. If you guys want to see a part 2, drop some comments and let us know, and maybe we'll make it happen. Till next time, guys. Peace.